Have you ever wondered what happens to the souls of soldiers who die in battle? Do they move on to the afterlife or linger on the battlefield, reliving their final moments for eternity? Or do they haunt the living to send a message from beyond the grave? From Gettysburg to Shiloh, to other historic battlefields around the world, the tales of ghostly soldiers, spectral cannons, and weeping widows have captivated the imaginations of both believers and skeptics alike. Join me as we dive into the chilling tales of the ghosts that haunt these hallowed grounds, and unravel the mysteries that have intrigued us for generations. These are the stories of chilling encounters with the ghosts of the Civil War. There are many different reasons why battlefields and other areas where wars and conflicts took place are often associated with ghost sightings and other paranormal activity. Witnessing death and destruction can have a profound impact on the human psyche. The sight of injured and dying comrades, the sound of gunfire and explosions, and the smell of blood and burning flesh can all leave lasting scars on the mind and soul. Battlefields are places where intense emotions and trauma have occurred, such as fear, anger, and grief. Some believe that this emotional energy can become trapped in the environment and manifest as paranormal activity. The Battle of Gettysburg was a major turning point in the American Civil War, fought from July 1 to 3, 1863, and it was one of the deadliest battles of the war, with an estimated 50,000 casualties. Over the years, many people have reported sightings of ghosts in and around the Gettysburg area. Some of the most famous ghost encounters include the ghosts of Devil's Den. Devil's Den is a rocky outcropping on the battlefield where some of the bloodiest fighting of the battle took place. Visitors to Devil's Den have reported seeing apparitions of soldiers, hearing the sounds of gunfire and cannons, and feeling cold spots or other strange sensations. Some even claim to have seen the ghost of a woman in a long dress, believed to be the wife of a soldier who was killed at Devil's Den. Another key location was Little Round Top, which is rumored to be haunted by the ghosts of the fallen soldiers. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly soldiers marching up and down the hill, or standing at the top looking out over the battlefield. Others have reported hearing the sounds of drums or gunshots, or feeling a sudden drop in temperature. Also located in Gettysburg is the Jenny Wade House, a historic house that is known for its connection to the Battle of Gettysburg. The house is named after Mary Virginia Wade, also known as Jenny, who was the only civilian killed during the battle. Jenny Wade was 20 years old when she was shot and killed by a stray bullet while she was baking bread for Union soldiers. It is said that a Confederate sniper's musket ball smashed through the door on the north side of her house, killing her instantly. Her home, which is now a museum, still bears the scars of the battle with bullet holes in the walls. Witnesses have described seeing a figure in a long dress or apron, carrying a tray of bread, moving through the house. Some have also reported smelling the aroma of freshly baked bread, even when no one is cooking. Other paranormal activity reported at the Jenny Wade house includes objects moving on their own, doors opening and closing by themselves, and strange shadows or mists appearing in photographs. Her last words to her sister were,
"If there is anyone in this house that is to be killed today, I hope it is me."
Many soldiers died suddenly and violently on the battlefield, without a chance to say goodbye to their loved ones or finish important tasks. It is believed that some spirits may remain on the battlefield in order to complete unfinished business or seek closure. Fort Sumter is a sea fort that is located in Charleston Harbor, South Carolina. It was constructed in the early 19th century as part of the coastal defense system for the United States, but it is most famous for being the site of the first battle of the American Civil War in 1861. There were no reported casualties or deaths during the initial bombardment of Fort Sumter as the Union soldiers surrendered and were allowed to evacuate. However, during the subsequent battles for control of the fort, there were casualties on both sides, soldiers who were killed or wounded. Their life was cut short, and as the many soldiers who fell in battle, they weren't able to say goodbye to their loved ones or even see the day of victory. Their souls, trapped in the same spot, fighting the same battle, over and over again. The ghosts haunting Fort Sumter are said to be the spirits of soldiers who died during the battle or while defending the fort during the war. One of these lost souls who is rumored to haunt Fort Sumter is the Union soldier who was killed on the 47th shot of the 100-gun salute. The soldier's name was Daniel Hoff. When the Union forces surrendered to the Confederate militia, they were allowed to do a 100-gun salute before fully evacuating Fort Sumter. It was said that soon after Hoff had loaded the gun, preparing to fire, a spark in the gun barrel set the cartridge off. The gun exploded, blowing off Hoff's right arm and almost instantly killing him, as well as detonating ammunition stored next to the gun. Shortly after his death and evacuation of Union forces, the Storm Flag went on a national tour to support and boost the morale of the Union forces. During the tour, the flag began to fade, and soon enough, Union soldiers noticed a face, appearing just to the right of the center star. They claimed that it was the face of the first casualty of the Civil War, which was the fallen Daniel Hoff. A visitor to Fort Sumter also claimed to have seen a ghostly figure rising out from the shadows to salute the flag. There have been reports of people suddenly smelling the aroma of gunpowder and hearing disembodied screams of pain and the sound of a drum, even though no one is playing. Fort Sumter remains a popular tourist destination and a historically significant site. Its haunted history adds an intriguing element to its story. Whether you are interested in history, ghost stories, or both, a visit to Fort Sumter is sure to be a fascinating and unforgettable experience. Some paranormal researchers believe that certain types of events, such as battles and other violent conflicts, can leave a residual energy imprint on the environment. This residual energy may be experienced as apparitions, strange noises, or other unexplained phenomena. The Battle of Shiloh, which took place in Pittsburgh Landing, Tennessee, concluded on April 7, 1862, with a Union triumph over Confederate forces. It was a two-day confrontation and was a total carnage with over 23,000 casualties. Just like the Gettysburg battlefield, the terror of war left its mark on the land, making it a paranormal playground. In connection to Battle of Gettysburg and Shiloh, one of the most famous haunted stories involves the ghost of Pierre Gustave Toutant Beauregard, who is also known as P.G.T. Beauregard. He was a prominent Confederate general during the American Civil War and commanded the Confederate forces during the Battle of Fort Sumter. Additionally, he served as second in command at the Battle of Shiloh, which is considered to be his worst defeat. The historic Beauregard Keyes house, located in New Orleans, is said to be haunted by the spirit of P.G.T. Beauregard, who lived there as a tenant in 1865. The story goes that in 1861, shortly after being appointed commandant at the West Point Military Academy, Beauregard's position was revoked, and he decided to return home to New Orleans. Beauregard's second wife, Caroline, planned a grand ball to welcome her husband home, but at the last moment, he had to leave for military duty at Fort Sumter, where he oversaw the first shots of the Civil War. Sadly, Caroline died of illness in 1864 while he was away. In the years following Beauregard's death, people claimed to hear ethereal orchestra music, dancing feet, and laughter, which were said to be the echoes of Caroline's grand ball that never took place. Other tales spoke of ghostly silhouettes of Beauregard in his full uniform, along with his beloved Caroline, dancing past the veiled windows of the ballroom. The sounds of cannon fire and the noises of battle emanating from the house were believed to be Beauregard reliving his battles for eternity while longing for his lost love, Caroline. We are left with a haunting reminder of the true cost of war. The apparitions and unexplained phenomena are testament to the horrific events that took place on these hallowed grounds. They remind us of the human toll of conflict and the devastating impact that war can have on both sides. It is up to us to learn from the past and work towards a better future where such horrors are never repeated. As we leave these haunted battlefields behind, let us carry with us the memories of those who fought and fell, and let us honor their sacrifice by striving for a world that is free from the ravages of war. That's all for now. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment down below. This is Creepy Shorts, and I'll see you next time.